I'm not. I was sniffing.
You're smiling.
You
Why?
are.
Why? So funny. Down?
Nope. I'm not. It's funny that you're saying that.
Okay, it is Saturday the 29th. We're back on site and we're framing in the floor and hoping to be onto walls pretty soon. We had a small issue this morning. Our air compressor didn't want to run off the generator. Don't know exactly why.
Because it's cold.
Because it hates the cold almost as much as Kelly. And we got it going, so we're back to work. So, all right. Our soundtrack for today.
After overcoming the air compressor hurdle, we started securing the floor to the skids. It didn't take too many nails to find out our air compressor problems weren't over. The motor just wouldn't run. Zach went to work trying to get it going, hot wiring the pressure switch, checking cords, banging it with a hammer, all of the necessary tests for motor problems, and still nothing. So we did the only logical next step.
We broke down, ran to town, bought another air compressor, and we're going to get back to work. We wasted half the day. We're still going to try to get a little bit of work done while there's a little bit of daylight.
It was turning out to be one of those days. After laying down the first sheet of plywood, we realized our measurements were off by 3/4 of an inch, and the edge of the plywood was short that much of the floor joist. And you know those days when you really want to get work done and the problems just keep slapping you in the face? You get to the point where you can't see the forest through the trees. And that's where we were. Trying to decide this seemingly small problem, we might have well been just trying to climb Everest. But we did overcome. We added in an extra joist, and we were on our way again. So we thought. We really didn't believe this was happening. The new air compressor ran right out of the box. Why wouldn't it restart? What bad juju was following us today? But then I had an idea. Could it be really that, the valve was stuck open on the big one? It was stuck open for a while, and then enough air pressure went out, and then it started running. Like maybe there's too much resistance, and maybe the tank has to be more empty?
Maybe.
Could it really be that simple? We seemed to be back in business. We were nailing to our heart's content. It was literally music to our ears. There was new hope that we may actually get to start framing today. So I jumped on the four-wheeler and headed out to the big trailer to grab more lumber in the event we could actually start some of that framing. There wasn't much time left in the day, but we hoped to take advantage of what little there was. We did get a little start on framing, not where we had hoped to be when we started the day, but we persevered and overcame what the day had laid out for us. Here's to a better tomorrow.
Okay, we're back at Raspberry Hill today. Getting back to work on the shed. We got one end wall mostly framed up last night before it got too dark, and we're going to wrap it up and side it, move it off to the side, do the other end wall, and then we can do the sides today. So after thinking about it and looking into it a little further yesterday, our air compressor problems, there's actually nothing wrong with the air compressor. We're using a 2,000 watt generator, which is enough to run the compressor. But when the compressor has a full tank of air, the amount of power needed to overcome that resistance and get the motor up and running exceeds the limits of the generator. Because we went to town, bought a new new compressor, had the same problem. And so after thinking and looking at the situation, we determined that's what's happening, is that there is not enough watts in the generator to meet the power requirements when the compressors are full of air and require a huge surge of power to get up and running. Once they're running, the generator is fine. So what we have to do is bleed the pressure down in the tanks, start them, fill them all the way up, and the generator does just fine. So we have another generator in storage. It's a lot bigger, a lot heavier. Wasn't ready to bring it out here just yet, but we may have to sooner than we had planned. We'll see how it goes. And just, it's part of working off grid. We'll do what we have to do.
Wow, super tall. That was the intent.
Whoa!
Today started out to be much better. No major problems staring us in the face. Zach and I found our groove pretty easily, and we were able to knock out the framing in a pretty orderly fashion. Framing itself is actually pretty fun. You're moving, you're cutting, you're nailing, and seeing progress pretty quickly. Even though it's a lot of rinse and repeat, it's pretty satisfying to see your work take shape.
Okay, so now we have to go get some siding from the big trailer up in the clearing.
We were able to get all 4 sides framed, 3 of the sides with siding and raised into place. Everything seemed to work as clockwork, just working one board at a time, and before we knew it, we were raising the 3rd wall. And man, that 3rd wall was heavy. I don't know if we were just tired by then, didn't eat enough lunch, or what. But man, it was so heavy. All in all, it was a good day. Good work and good for the mind. See you tomorrow.